Hey all, looks like the Peanut Gallery has spoken, and I'm going to be enjoying making for you a Manhattan this evening. So, um, I think I might alter my recipe given the size of this glass, and I don't know. Do I dare for a double? Let's go ahead and make a double, and I don't think it's all going to fit in here, but we'll fill it up to the rim, and we'll enjoy that, won't we? Uh, so I'm going to make a Manhattan just a little bit. This glass, I just found a mate for a glass that we have. You know, many people have said they're appreciating the glassware. Found this on eBay for rather cheap. This is just if you care to, I'm going to give you a little good glance at that. It was a promotional from Grey Goose of all things. That Mim got a hold of years ago, and it was like 2 glasses, and the other one went to a friend of ours, Cindy. If you're watching this, hello. And it turns out you can still find them. So I found this one on eBay. It's a little more gold toned than the other one, but I think that's kind of cool. Like we have a kind of a silvery one and a gold one, but they still kind of match. So I'm going to, this just finally arrived today in the mail. One of the few things that we can still kind of like, oh, the mail's here. Oh my God, we're trapped in here, but the mail's here.
Wow.
So,
all you have to do is type Grey Goose into the eBay search and it finds the martini glass.
really?
Really.
Wow. So
Grey
there you
Goose
go. It's
martini
letting you
glasses.
there's a thing there. I don't even know how to read that. Okay. Anyhow, there's a pop-up. Whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and get started making this bad boy. You know what? I'm going to need some ice in this, but I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. So the first thing we're going to do is I like making my Manhattans with rye. I know there's like bourbon Manhattan, rye Manhattan, but I like that kind of that cut of the rye. And I've been going for the Rittenhouse rye as kind of like my go-to mix-in rye. Used to be this stuff was like mid $20 a bottle, and now it's like, I think the secret's out. So this is like really good stuff for mixing, and not like, well, it wasn't crazy expensive. Now I guess it is, but anyhow, there you go. So I would normally start out with, shit, I'm making a double, aren't I? Damn. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So a couple ounces of that, and I'm having a pouring fail, clearly. But you know, if it entertains my fellows who are stuck at home, then there you go. What? I'm also getting comments from the Peanut Gallery for values of Peanut Gallery that equal min. I think I might have accidentally poured. Oh no, that's right.
I was just being snarky.
Yeah, you're being snarky, and I over poured. So
That's not. I was just.
this might end up being a little bit strong.
You were talking about your double. I was like,
Warning.
just multiply everything by 2, just as a safety tip.
Well, yeah, I know multiplying everything by 2 is how you make a double. But you know, when you're
Do you?
pouring, I do. My ability to execute on that knowledge, though, is another matter entirely. When it comes to something as easy as pouring things into a measuring cup, sometimes that comes off the rails. Anyhow, boom, done. So 2 ounces for a normal, 4 ounces for a double. And that brings us to the next portion of the hijinks. So, vermouth. So I actually use a couple of different kinds of vermouth in equal measure, no pun intended. Literally, the Antica formula and Cocchi di Torino. And this one's like a little bit more herbal, astringent. This one's a little more sweeter. And it just seems like between the two of them, they've got a nice balance to them. Normally I use half an ounce each. I'm going to go ahead and use an ounce each since I'm making a double. This is going to be fucking huge. Anyhow, you'll also notice I'm using vacuum beans. Vermouth is essentially wine, right? So I vacuum in it to keep it fresher longer because it's wine. And I also store it in the fridge, which is nice to keep things cooler for when you're making something like a Manhattan. And also, yeah, it keeps longer. And if I'm going to pay out a shit ton of like nice vermouth, then yeah, wanted to actually stay fresh longer. Actually, for a long time, couldn't make a good Manhattan to save my life. Like I liked them, but I could never make one myself. And my friend Kamala, she suggested to me. She asked, so like, what kind of vermouth are you making, or are you using? Yeah, I told her, whatever stuff. I wasn't even sure at that point. She's like, well, the vermouth you're using sucks. You might want to use good vermouth. And clearly I've taken that to heart, and good ingredients make a world of difference. And now I actually make Manhattans that I enjoy, again, dialed in for my tastes, that I enjoy enough that it's hard to get Manhattans out that I'm not like, yeah, I like mine better. So, so we've got rye and we've got vermouth. So we need bitters, right? Next stop is bitters. So I'm going to use 3 different kinds of bitters. Normally I do 2 dashes each of these. I guess we'll do 4. I don't know what it is about scaling it up that just is somehow psychologically daunting. The notion of the amount of dashes of bitters that I'm about to put into this is kind of strange. But anyhow, I've got the good old fashioned Angostura. Don't leave home without it, or don't not have it in your home. My go-to orange bitters, Reagan's number 6 orange bitters. I like the Reagan's. It's got a rich flavor and it's not really crazy sweet like some are, like the Fee Brothers bitters. It's really good, high quality stuff, and this is nearly empty. I'm gonna need to get some more Reagans soon. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, there we go. And just also a word of warning, because I am dialing this in for how I like it. I tend to like my cocktails a little more, shall we say, booze forward than many. Mim would say I'm right in line with the Chicago philosophy of cocktails. So anyhow, third, last but absolutely not least, is the Bitter Cube Cherry Bark Vanilla bitters. Bitter Cube makes some fantastic stuff. I'm actually kind of shocked that I've never gotten around to using their Trinity bitters in my Manhattans, but they do feature prominently in my old fashions. Maybe I'll make an old fashioned for you, for us, really, at some point. But for now, it's the Manhattan. So, a couple of dashes of that. And I wasn't aware until recently that Bitter Cube is actually fairly local. My friend Michelle hipped me to that. They're in Wisconsin. So there you go. So not like local, but fairly local. And there we go. We got the bitter. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm running on automatic. I only did 2 dashes each. This is how psychologically difficult it is for me to do 4 dashes of each. There's 12 dashes between the 3 of these.
At some point, doesn't that make more sense to figure out how much a dash is kind of sort of be, and to use half teaspoons?
I suppose I don't know what the actual formulaic equivalent of a dash is when it comes to ounces. Like, how many dashes are in an ounce? You've got your own rectangle. Surely you could figure this out. Or maybe one of the people who's watching this could help figure it out for us. So we've got the I know measuring spoons, but that doesn't tell me how many a dash is.
1/8 of a teaspoon.
So
And a tad is 1/4 of a teaspoon.
a tad.
A tad.
Is that a metric tad or an English tad? Because the metric
It's an
tad's
English
10% bigger.
tad because it's teaspoons.
Okay.
A drop is 1/64 of a teaspoon. A smidgen is 1/32 of a teaspoon.
Really?
And a pinch is 1/16 of a teaspoon.
Damn, you learn something new every day.
I didn't even have to resort to going to a rectangle for that.
I have no idea. I'm going to angle this down.
I have
Just a
possibly
little second
the
so we can all enjoy the
cutest
stirring.
little tiny measuring spoons ever with those measurements on them.
You have the cutest measuring spoons. I've always said this about you. I love you. You stir vigorously. So, yeah, if you shake this, I know some people are like on with the shaking and whatnot. If you shake it, it gets like really weird and cloudy and stuff. I don't like the aesthetics of that. What I do like about shaking is how cold you can get things with shaking. Harder to do that with stirring. I'm stirring. Well, that's getting kind of cold. It's always a weird balancing act because I want to get it cold, but I don't want to water it down too much. I'll water it down a little, right? I don't want to drink this. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right. Okay, so we are going to strain this. Let's see if this all fits in here. Yeah, I don't. This is gonna get. This is already too full. I've still got to put the garnish in here. Yeah, still needs the garnish. Okay, so it's tasting good though. So I'm going to garnish this with some cherries and some orange peel.
When you're ready, I have it queued up.
There you go. So I'm going to garnish this with some cherries and some orange peel. For this, I quite like the Amarena cherries. It's Amarena wild cherries in syrup. I've had this for a while and it's kind of sugaring, but I've pulled out a couple of them already. The one thing in my toolkit that is still missing is I think I need a pair of tongs for cherries to like pluck them out of the container. So I did that kind of messy part on my own. I'm starting to get a little bit of orange peel for the garnish and the cherries. And I am going to flame the orange peel. Normally I would just flame it a little bit to get the oils to the surface on the orange peel. I think I might actually go a little bit further than that on the video because I find it aesthetically appealing to... Ha-ha! I will skewer this. Add on my cherries. Redo this. I'll make a little sandwich of them. So here we go, cherries. Skewer it again. Float it on the top. And there we go. Ready to drink and enjoy. So, Mim has the music for me.
Greatest city in the whole world. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I
So,
want to
everybody out there,
be a
here
part of
is
it.
to your weekend. Try to enjoy yourselves. Come up with some really good and entertaining ways to entertain yourself. And let me know what those are, because I need ideas, and so does she.
Right through
So
the
here's to
very
you,
heart of it.
and may we all get through this with something resembling our sanity intact. Cheers.
In a city that doesn't sleep.
That works. That works. All right. Y'all have a good evening, everyone. Have fun. I'll talk to y'all later. Enjoy.
Next time I will turn the volume down first.